Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Ito na nga, I am not surprised with this development. Ito na mismong galing sa Immigration Minister na si Miss Leyna Diab. Sabi niya, merong bagong report lumabas January 31st, 2026 at mukhang gagawa na sila ng paraan to monitor the exit of temporary students. Madalas po natin pag-usapan yan. Ito kasama si Attorney Lou. Jan Sindang Zalan. Attorney Lou,
Magandang
no?
hapon.
Agad-agad
Magandang
kong
umaga,
sinend
magandang
sa'yo.
hapon.
Agad-agad kong sinend sa'yo. Nung nakita ko tong headline na ito, sabi ko, eto na, yung matagal nating pinag-uusapan. Okay, let me put up that article for everyone's reference, no? Ito yan. Wait, I put this one instead para walang ads. From CTV News, pero na-carry na rin ng isa pang news outfit. I think City News, sister company ba sila? But anyway, okay, Immigration Minister wants department to track exits of temporary residents. Let me read yung ito yung portion referring to that. Okay. Miss Leyna Diab said CBSA and IRCC are able to track some information about specific people and groups, but there's no simple way to track how many temporary residents are leaving Canada. And ito na, she'd like to change that with the help of digital tools. Ito, no? There's a number of countries. Ito yung mismong quote. There's a number of countries around the world that do track those. And I believe we need to also be doing that. Did we have the capabilities to do that before? No. Should we? I think yes. And that is something that you will see us working toward. Ang isa sa napansin kong common reaction nito sa social media, Attorney Lou, is hindi pala talaga, no? Parang it's unbelievable to many that the exit of temporary residents, hindi masyado talaga nababantayan. But then, tayong dalawa, we know, no? Parang yan na talaga yung naging usapan natin in many episodes in the past. So what does this mean, Lou? Ngayong sinasabi niya na they are doing something about it, basically. What does this mean for our kababayans who might already be out of status, for example?
Well, not much. Not in the immediate future. Ang bottom line dito is Minister Diab already admitted something that you and I both know. That for a lot of folks, the layperson, hindi sila familiar, hindi sila aware na hindi nga talaga tinatrack ang temporary resident movements or rather yung exits nila. Kasi any interaction at the border would be recorded if you're coming in. If you're leaving, just for the benefit of everyone listening into this conversation for the first time, yung mga pumapasok madaling matrack dahil mag-interact yan with Border Service Officer or with CBSA. Kapag palabas ka, actually wala kang interaction with CBSA apart from the passenger manifest na gagamitin ng airline na sinakyan mong paalis ng Canada kasi kailangan nilang i-forward yan by regulation to CBSA. Or kung i-exit kayo ng Canada, patungo ng US. Dahil nagsha-share sila ng information, or rather, yung CBP, Customs Border Protection ng US, yung counterpart ng CBSA, they share information with CBSA. So, CBP to CBSA. So, sumo total, meron ba siyang immediate effect? Wala. Pero with data comes the ability of the government to surveil kung sino ba talagang lumalabas. So may ma-match nila kapag nag-start na sila mag-create ng records kung lumabas nga itong student A or B or C. Kasi makikita nila yung movement in and out. Yeah, pag-usapan natin yung history mamaya kung bakit talaga ganun ng Canada ever since.
Oo, no? And let me explain pala tong title natin. I know the news report is talking about the exit of temporary residents in general. Okay?
Yes.
Pero ako, I'm taking it a step further because, come on guys, let's be real. The issue isa sa mga issue na I'm sure nagtulak sa IRCC na kumilos to monitor the exit of temporary residents is because of yung laging nare-report na maraming mag-expire na visa. So yan, I would assume, Attorney Lou, hindi naman siguro far-fetched na isipin ko na ang target malaman kung umaalis yung mga may expired visas, right? Yun yung parang gusto nilang malaman dito.
Yeah, that's true. But it will take time for that to actually show kung sino ba talaga yung nag-overstay. Kasi hindi pwedeng gawing batayan yung simpleng permit na inisyu ng IRCC. Halimbawa, si Ina, pumasok January 1st, 2025. Ang expiration ng work ng yung study permit ay, let's say, March 30, 2026. So malapit na, di ba? Pero yung permit mo na issue noon, yun lang yung batayan ng pag-track. Wala naman kasing chip na ini-install ng gobyerno sa'yo or AirTag, di ba? Para malaman kung lumabas ka. Ita-trace nyo lang yung interaction mo with border services. And as we said, yung entry lang yung talagang nire-record, pati yung pasok-labas through the US border, plus yung passenger manifest na fino-forward nga to CBSA. So apart from that, wala talagang exit control. Kasi again, yung pinanggagalingan natin mga Pinoy, kapag napapasok ka ng Pilipinas as a foreigner, di ba kapag i-exit ka, lalabas ka rin through the airport sa immigration, di ba? May immigration exit. Maski mga Pinoy, sinastamp out. Pero Ina, di ba, nakapunta ka na ng US galing ng Canada? Hindi ba? So pag pumunta ka ng US, galing ng Canada, pwedeng dumaan ka sa immigration. Pero actually, hindi immigration ng Canada yun kung titignan mo mabuti. Usually, ito yung mga pre-clearance ng US, di ba? So in other words, entry to US. So nasan yung exit ng Canada? Wala. Di ba? So hindi talaga tinatrack yan. Isa pang bansa na pwede natin ihawig dyan is the United Kingdom. Actually, wala rin silang exit controls specifically for certain other countries like Ireland. Pagka umalis ka ng UK, for example, by flying out of Heathrow, wala ring immigration exit yan. Diba? Ang naranasan ko lang from the UK palabas na may exit control is pag dumaan ka dun sa tinatawag lang yung Eurostar, which is yung underwater na train papuntang Paris, galing ng London. So, merong hall dun sa loob ng train station sa London na e-exit ka sa United Kingdom with UK immigration. Tapos immediately, 3 metro lang, andun na yung French immigration, yung Schengen immigration. Doon ka naman tatatakan ng papasok. So, sa Canada, wala talaga kasi. Dahil part tayo ng Western Hemisphere Travel Initiative, bagong acronym, WHTI. Diba kasi nga, sinisimplify nila yung movement ng tao. Kasi meron namang mga data na nasa-share. Pero ngayon nga, Canada, nag-harden ng borders, they want to start tracking.
Okay. Sorry yung anak ko, no? Anyway,
Hello.
sige, Attorney Lou, thank you for that. Babalik ako pala yung article because I missed something, no? Babasahin ko. Kinonfirm na rin pala, Lou, ni Immigration Minister, yung bilang ng mga nag-expire na raw yung visas. Okay? Ito yan, no? The Immigration Department confirms almost 1.9 million temporary visas, including work and study permits, are expiring this year, 2026. Tapos mahigit 2 million na raw yung nag-expire last year. Okay? So we're talking about a large group of people. As you mentioned, Lou, wala naman tong immediate effect. Okay?
Wala.
And I mean, the system is not even in place kasi sinabi ni Minister Diab, they will be parang working with digital tools to actually start monitoring. So, kunyari, dumating na yung punto na yan. O sige na, alam na namin, meron na kaming monitoring system. What will they do with that data? What type of action could be expected once they have that database in our inventory?
That's a very good question. But before I answer that, pwede mag-flex muna kasi buwan, kung hindi taon na binibring up natin itong topic na to. Kasi itong si Ina kasi may crystal ball din Maganda yung hawak niya sa pulso ng ng polisiya. Ang galing
Oo.
talaga, promise, hindi siya
Parang may ESP tayo 'no, sa mga
Oo, ang galing
mangyayari. Ano ba
talaga.
tawag dun?
Kasi 'di ba alam natin kung saan patungo yung policy, pero
Mhm,
talagang, hats off to you, Ina, seryoso. Kasi like, ang hirap sundan 'di ba dahil ang daming moving parts ng immigration.
mhm.
Pero tignan mo, nakailan ka na for like several weeks, nakakailan ka na sumasakto ka talaga dun sa bullseye talaga ng
Oo.
mga topic, 'di ba? Pero anyway, to your
Okey.
question.
Mhm.
Dun nga sa question mo, anong effect nito eventually kapag puwede na mag-trace? Well, tanong yan sa CBSA, how do they want to do their enforcement battle order? Kasi right
Mhm.
now, ang enforcement battle order ng CBSA is to clean house, from the perspective of sino ba yung mga overstayers na dangerous and are, you know, pose a safety risk to Canadians. Yun yung mga inuuna. So yun yung may mga criminality, yun yung mga may confirmation sa membership sa organized crime, or pwedeng links to terrorism, or na international threats. For example, mga espionage cases. May mga ganun eh. 'Di ba? Mga
Mhm.
threats to national security. So in other words, kapag ka ba nag-expire ang visa ni hypothetical Ina, for example, the next day ba lalabas ka na sa radar ng
Oo.
CBSA? Sabi niya, ni Mr. Yap, we want there to be digital tools to track. So ibig sabihin, pupunta ka na doon, automatic yung datos mo, pupunta doon sa isang special lane dahil nag-expire. So nag-expire to. Walang interaction with exit points ng Canada, so nag-overstay. So ang pwedeng mangyari, magkaroon ng legal presumption na nag-overstay ka. Pero syempre, yung presumption na yan, gusto nila i-confirm kasi
Oo.
limited po ang resources ng government to come after 1.9 million temporary residents. Pagka
Yeah.
ginawa mo yun, hindi naman kaya. Ano yung analogy na lagi nila nasasabi? Gusto mo ng accurate na map. Yung pinaka-accurate down to the last detail. If you do that, yung super accurate na map, abay hindi na magagamit yung map na yun dahil ka-scale niya yung buong mundo, di ba? Ka-size
Yeah.
niya yung mundo. So, kailangan may representative sample ka na sa
Mhm.
sampulan mo, so ipo-prioritize mo yung mga dangerous talaga, ipo-prioritize mo hanggang sa bumaba ka sa pecking order. So,
Mhm.
sumo total, right now, anong impact nitong policy direction na 'to? Kasi hindi pa ina-adapt, kailangan pa
Oo.
nilang mag-adapt ng mga, internal documentation, protocols, et cetera. Wala siyang effect. So, sabihin
Oo.
natin na ma-implement nila, overnight ba magbabago ang mga buhay ng mga temporary residents na nawalan ng status? The answer is no.
Alright.
Kasi depende ito sa order of battle once na ma-track na kung sino ba talaga yung mga out of status at hindi.
Yeah, oo. But ako, I have been openly saying that there needs to be this type of monitoring system, ano. Pero
Okey.
on the other hand, naisip ko nga, Attorney Lee, okay, so it's good, no? They're gonna do this,
Mhm.
magkakaroon ng sistema. Pero for example, yung mga supposedly hinahabol talaga nila ng mga may criminal record, hindi nga
Yes.
nila mahanap pa yung marami. Paano
Oo
pa?
nga.
Yung hinahanap nila guys na may criminal record, it's just numbering to like tens of thousands. Oh, marami yun,
It's
marami yun. But then,
it's
if
not
you
easy.
compare it to the millions of supposedly, ito na ngang expired ang visas, like, let's be real, no? Yung enforcement doon later on is going to be another whole issue
Hmm,
to talk about. Hindi nga
right.
nila mahanap yung may mga criminal record na wanted na may arrest warrant na, supposedly may address sila, MIA pa, na tens of thousands, paano pa tong mga milyon-milyon?
Mhm, mhm,
Right?
mhm.
Like, oh,
Y no, you're hitting the right, notes here.
mm.
Again, kita mo, Madam Ina, 'di ba, nasaan ba ang bolang kristal mo kasi? Tsaka dapat meron kang ano, 'di ba, tsaka pendant. No, but seriously, like, you're hitting the right notes because
Oo.
yun nga, kung mata-track nga, kaya niyo bang i-enforce? Pero
Mhm.
dun din, kaya niyo bang hanapin kung mata-track niyo
Oo.
kung sino yan? Let me remind everyone of a couple of things. Number one, after Russia, Canada has the largest landmass as a country
Ah,
in the world. And we are a country of 40 million, and a lot of that, alam natin, almost 2 million are temporary residents. So, yung mga ajit dyan na gusto ng enforcement action ay, teka lang, kaya niyo bang bayaran yan? Kayo mag-volunteer muna na magbayad nito dahil napakamahal pong operation yan. So kailangan we need to be smart about law enforcement. The best type of law enforcement is prevention or anong tawag dito, yung na-encourage mo yung mga tao to comply. So the best
Yeah.
way to do or go about this to signal that you will crack down, you will have you will pursue people so that people self-enforce. In
Yeah.
other words, aalis sila mag-isa. Pangalawang punto, tandaan natin na ang law enforcement pagdating sa immigration ay exclusive jurisdiction ng CBSA. So yung mga atat dyan na magsumbong sa inyong local police about immigration, let's have a little bit of civics education. Lalo na yung mga citizen dyan na dapat alam niyo yung division of powers, di ba? CB kaya ng Canada. So wag tayong ajit kung hindi natin alam kung paano gumagana ang sarili nating gobyerno. So, kung hindi ninyo alam na yung local police niyo ay hindi pwedeng mag-enforce ng immigration action, abay, good luck sa inyo. Dapat hindi kayo pumasa sa citizenship test ninyo. Dahil exclusive jurisdiction po ito ng gobyerno. So, ang tanong dito, may informasyon ba yung mga local police, provincial and municipal? Oo, kung nasan sila. Yung mga court system sa provincial system, may informasyon ba sila sa mga tao na may interaction with law enforcement? Ang sagot dito, oo. So, sabi ni Minister Diab, gusto nila ng digital tools. Eto na. Yun sa mga ajit, baka matuwa kayo dito. Pagka digitize nila lahat yan, abay, pwede ninyong i-link yan. Diba? Para, bottom line natin, para madaling maintindihan, Control F. Diba?
Oo.
Ina Andolong. Or Andolong, or Ina. Diba, mako-control F mo yan. Para simple terms lang. Pero actually, it's more sophisticated than that. Pwede kang gumawa ng code in order to actually create yung tinatawag na data joints para nahanap natin kung nasaan sila at pwede bang nag-a-appear sila sa Ontario Superior Court of Justice dahil may court hearing pala sila for a criminal offense. O bukod dun sa nalaman mong overstay siya, nalaman mo pa na, china-charge siya at actually convicted na siya, sa sentence na siya for an offense that leads to inadmissibility. So not only pwedeng pumunta ng enforcement and deportation, pero mamamarkahan pa yun automatic. Uy, Otto, ano yan, inadmissibility kagad, di ba? So banned kagad siya for 5 years. So mas malinis yung data. Okay? Masaya tayo mga ajit?
Ikaw talaga. Pinaparinggan mo yung ilang mga sa comment section ko, no? Oo.
Pero
But
enjoy yan.
definitely.
Tama yung discussion. I really like those discussions kasi tama naman talaga. Kino-call out yung mga kakulangan ng sistema.
But I agree with you, Attorney Luno. We discussed this in our episode, I think 2 weeks ago, no? If anything, reports like this, sana nilalabas nila yung mga ganito just to push people to self-deport, kumbaga. Again, kami ni Attorney Lu, we are not pushing for a sort of a massive mass deportation drive. Hindi po ganon. It's just making the system more efficient, 'di ba? Lagi natin pinag-uusapan yung policy changes. Again, lagi ko sinasabi, walang silbi ang policy changes kung walang enforcement or monitoring.
Walang ipin.
Oo, 'di ba? Anyway, so this is another thing na abangan natin. So yung mga kababayan nating walang status dyan, alam ko dumadami po kayo. Ayun, sabi ni Attorney Lu, this has no immediate effect. Okay? Sa sitwasyon nyo ngayon, wala pong kakatok sa bahay ninyo. Okay? But then, isipin nyo na lang anong next moves ninyo. No? Alam nyo na yan, matatanda na kayo. Thank you so much, Attorney Lu. We will end this episode here. We look forward to reading your comments again down there. Maraming salamat. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!